the countdown, Nasty. 3 minutes.
Yep. We ain't got our clock, man, working. So I'm gonna drop this Zoe one more time. We live on all the media. We plugged up. We got the special guests in the building, man. Welcome y'all. It's the Nasty Night Show. We up in the building. Shout out to my co-host, the First Lady, the Queen, Dior, the Chocolate Doll. Go check her single out too. We running that shit all the way up. What's the name of that joint? Let me see something. Let me see it.
Let them see it. Let them see it. Available on all platforms. Make sure y'all stream it, listen to it, show me some love.
And she's up for awards, so y'all go vote.
Go vote. Yeah, what's the voting link for the awards, sis?
It's yoatlraps.com. Artist to watch category Dior the Chocolate Doll.
Already, y'all. Here we go. Let's get straight to the single, man. Come right back after that. We start the interview. The Nasty Night Show. DJ Nasty Nights. I'm in the building.
Coalition DJ. Trap City Radio. Hood famous. Let go. 30 certified, baby.
Hey. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Ay. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Ay. Freak that nigga, bitch. Freak that nigga, bitch. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Ay. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it.
Let's go.
Freak that nigga, bitch.
It's the Nasty Night Show.
Throw it, back it, I'ma break it. Got this nigga feeling hot and horny the way I shake it. Booty moving like an earthquake.
Check the media remote.
And all my girls with me fine as fuck, no relation.
I beat you
work
to
my
it. I
way
just
to
checked
the
it.
top and I'm owning it. And I'ma get it when I want, no presigning. If you a freak hoe, bend over and touch your toes. Make them niggas throw them dollars when you twerk it on the pole. Big booty freak, I'ma wind it up. I do my dance on this like a zig rising up. Twerking on the pole, kitty all up in your face. Every hour, got this ass on display. Never know how word, my bitches a bedazzlery. We tearing up the club with pussy popping masserie. Drop this ass like a fucking bad habit. Coming on your face, now it's messy all on your jacket. Freak hoe. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Ay. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Ay. Freak that nigga, bitch. Freak that nigga, bitch.
That might be a good commercial for the honey pack. Get him, Dior! We ain't doing no plan, man. We up in the building. Remo, you got the wheel. Dior, do what y'all do.
Man, without no further ado, because this is a special one to me. This is my childhood friend. Yo, we go way back. Y'all know him for the Central Park Fives, the movie, The Situation. He's an owner of Park Madison NYC clothing brand, a college grad, public speaker. Like, man, this is one that everybody, y'all get your stuff ready. You hit that record button because this is a special one. Hey, Raymond Santana, come on here. Let these people know. I want you to plug your social first and let them know who you are, brother.
What's up, y'all? What's going on? How y'all doing? This is Raymond Santana, one of the Exonerated Five, and my social media handle is Santana Raymond. Y'all know what it is. We here.
Oh,
we here.
Man.
Let's do it. Remo, what up?
Man. Oh man, Ray, this is so special, man. This is so special, B. Like same building, yo. We used to live in the same building, first
same
floor,
building. That's
floor.
right, same
That's
building. Who
fact.
would have thought, right? Years later, this is where we be, right?
Right,
Wow.
doing something. Voice for the people.
There you
That's
go.
That's a fact. So, Ray,
go.
I want them to bring you into, let's start the interview off. Falsely accused at the age of 14 years old.
Yeah.
You're one of five.
Yeah.
Can you explain to the people the situation that you was put into and forced into, and by the grace of God, and you finally came out of that situation on top?
Yeah, one of five. Didn't know the other four. You know what I'm saying? So that's always a part that we got to express. We got to always touch on that, right? Because that's very important in the story.
Yes.
And so originally I come from the east side of Harlem, Spanish Harlem to be exact.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And on this night, on April 19, 1989, I found myself over at the Schomburg houses because I was going over there to go see this young female that I was hollering at, right? Also to go to like a little party. And And, you know, in the words of like Corey and Yusuf, I didn't come back till 7 years later, you know.
Wow.
And so this became known as the Central Park jogger case. Yeah.
Wow. And it was crazy because in this case, we know that there was certain people that actually even implemented for the death penalty.
Yeah.
And and they didn't understand, nobody, understood that how y'all was coerced into saying things that y'all was said on camera. They had you on TV exploiting y'all that way. I just want to go into a little bit more depth of how crooked the system was to y'all.
Yeah, that, you know, in 1989, there were, you know, within the first 2 weeks of this case, there were over 400 articles written about us, dissected the lives of 14 and 15-year-old kids, painting this narrative that we were bad kids, right? This also gave these newspapers, they were fighting to write the most outrageous headlines to outdo each other because they were trying to sell papers. Also, New York City at the time was going through bankruptcy. They didn't know where the money was going to come. They was looking at hard times ahead, and everything was looking bad. And so when this case happens and these articles are written about us, it creates an emotional outcry amongst New Yorkers, amongst Americans globally after a while. And that outcry is for the system to do something. Because what they did was they painted these labels of us as 14 and 15-year-old kids as being heartless, right? This is where the labels come from, of urban terrorists, wolf pack, wilding, super predator, right? These are the labels that's given to us, which puts fear in the New York City people, right? And once you put fear in them, they want something to be done. And so these people, the prosecutors and the police, put together this fake narrative that we committed this crime. And if you put out enough bad press, right, people will get upset, and you will sway the jury pool early. You will sway New Yorkers, and it became the first test in with these officers and this prosecutor testing the system to see that if they can get this conviction, that they can start ultimately what becomes mass incarceration.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a couple of questions. I just want to go into maybe one of my last questions before I pass it, just for right now. But out of that situation, because I don't want to, just dwell on that either, because you then did some marvelous things afterwards. So, my brother, right? Like, because you did a lot. You're a public speaker and everything. You advocate for the people that was in your situation. But you also is a clothing owner. Can you explain this one? Park Madison, NYC.
Yeah, Park Madison, NYC was created, because we go through the civil suit with the city, right? People think that once we were exonerated, that the city just settled us out, and then we rolled off into the sunset. And no, what they fail to realize is that there was an 11-year history of us battling against the city for the settlement. So when the settlement comes, right, in 2014, everybody assumes, for me, that I'm just gonna take the money and ride off. And I go, no, this money now makes sure that my daughter gets to go to college. That's number one, right? But it also now gets to fund broken dreams, right? Things that I lost as a 14-year-old kid, right? You come to my house, you might still see some figurines, action figures around this house, because I still sometimes live that life of a 14-year-old kid, right? Because the childhood was gone. And so for me, I always been a sketcher, right? I always loved to sketch in my book and my notepads. And so for me, creating Park in Madison, NYC was a chance to chase a dream, right? And it was a chance to put my vision creatively on some T-shirts and then put it out to the world and then see how they accept it. And the vision was good.
Yes.
It received, it was able to receive a lot of praise, and my T-shirts have been all over the world: Brazil, South America, Africa. The T-shirts have popped up. And so for me, it becomes a checklist, and that's one part of something that I regained that I lost as a 14-year-old kid, that I go, hey, I did it, clothing designer.
All right, beautiful thing, brother.
Yeah, appreciate
Hey,
it.
I don't know if we're gonna spin a record and come back, but Nasty, explain to me what we want to do because I know I see the clock. So you want to spin one and then we come back to question?
Clock. Jimmy's not on the clock, so Dior, go ahead. Jimmy's not on the clock.
Okay,
he didn't
First
reset.
Lady, let's go.
Hey, thanks for coming through and chatting with us today. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am blessed, thank you. So
And
I'm
that
gonna lighten
music
the
was
mood.
good.
I'm gonna lighten the mood because Remo, he asking the serious stuff.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
peeped that you a Virgo.
No,
And
definitely,
we
100%.
actually got the same birthday, September 7th. That's fire.
Really?
Yes.
Hey.
So
Greatness.
us Virgos, we planning events on things. You got anything big planned this year for your birthday?
Not yet. I'm leaving it open because I will be 50 this year. So I'm leaving it open for some suggestions. Just go with the flow and see what happens when it comes to that time. We got some months, so it's still time.
Yeah, I know. I be planning out. Be
You
older,
got any
we gotta have
plans?
everything right.
What are your plans?
I'll usually have a big birthday bash, so I'm gonna have something fire this year. I'm trying to plan it out. I want to do a cruise ship party this year. I had a big mansion party last year.
Oh, okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Do it big. Yeah.
Okay, and 2021, you was a part of that VH1 show, the Couples Retreat.
Yeah.
When you was in a relationship with Delicious.
Yeah.
But do you feel like shows like that, did that help y'all relationship or did it make it worse? Because some of that stuff they portray it to be supposed to help, but they make people look crazy on TV. Like, did it help y'all?
Well, it can. It's really what you put into the show, what you bring to the show. But it can expose some things, right? If somebody isn't being truthful in a relationship, things come out because sometimes the networks can be a little messy. And so when you watch Couples Retreat, there was some messy situations with us that they did kind of try to expose. And then behind the scenes, they do things also. It's just how you stand your ground on it. But it was a good experience doing reality TV. Something to put under the belt, say I was there. So I would do it again though, if the opportunity presented itself, depending on what it was.
That's dope. That's dope. And my last question, how's your daughter?
Oh, my daughter's good. Right now I can't complain. She's about to be 20 next month. She's in college.
I was just about to ask that. How's college life going?
For me, it's just just to see, like, she's 20 years old now, right? And so just to remember how she was when she was 2, right? Be like, y'all lucky we can't rewind the time a little bit. But just to see the awesome experience, just have that experience of just seeing her grow and seeing her become a woman. And it's just like, wow, that's my kid. I did that. So yeah, beautiful.
That's fire. Auntie Nasty, thank you for your time.
Oh, pleasure.
Raymond, welcome to the show. I am the host, DJ Nasty Nice himself.
What's up, brother?
Hey, I appreciate you pulling up, bro, on time, being here,
definitely.
Spreading that knowledge, man, taking the time to come bless our platform with some great information. We do more than just artists, man, so I appreciate you pulling up and tapping in. Remo's been with me, rocking with me heavy, 26 years. I'm a little bro. I've been to the city with him a lot of times, so I'm all family just as well, bro. Welcome to the show. I'm looking at several cameras, so we live on Instagram, YouTube, and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking directly at you. I know my face view on this camera is different, but I'm looking forward with
It's
you,
all good, brother. It's all good.
So what is it that you really do, man? What's like? I see you wear many hats. I see you got a lot of things going on. Do you have somewhat of a title, or what would be the approach when someone is looking to say, like, who is Raymond?
I'm number one, I'm an activist. I'm a fighter for the people. I try to be a voice. And in doing that, I try to use different mediums, And so for me, there's the, the Netflix, there's the Ken Burns, right? There's the book with Sarah Burns. I have a book coming out towards the end of the year, which is a young reader's book, right? It's a graphic novel. And then there's the clothing. And so I just try to do as many things as I can just to use different mediums because the message is always the same. But if I can use it in different methods, I can try to get different people at different times. And so that's all I try to do at the end of the day. I just try to expand the voice and amplify it as much as I can.
Absolutely.
And,
Hashtag ceasefire. Tell us a little bit
that's
about
all
that.
day.
Tell
Yeah,
us about that.
listen, right is right and wrong is wrong. You already know.
All right, is that a brand you standing on? That's someone else's brand? I see you marketing and wearing the shirt.
No, this is my brand. This is
Okay.
ParkMadisonNYC.com. This is my brand. We've been in existence since 2015. And so, we always try to be a voice for the people.
Absolutely. How can
Yeah.
anyone find the merch? Where can they get the merch on the website? Information for that.
The website is ParkMadisonNYC.com. That's also that's also Park Madison NYC is also the Instagram handle.
Absolutely.
So we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We out there.
Absolutely. So being that you have such a iconic title, man, what's some of the things and movements that are going on right now that you would like to bring to the forefront?
We're always trying to get some bills passed, some legislation passed in New York, right? So we got some bills that we're currently pushing in New York where we're trying to because we have some bills passed where we was able to get custodial interrogations recorded from beginning to end so people can see the whole process of how a person is questioned. And so, we also trying to push a bill now that can also bring like lawyers or outside agencies in to advocate for juveniles when they get locked up in the precinct, right? Because everybody don't have the access or the money to automatically get an attorney, right? Especially for serious cases. And then we're also trying to get legislation pushed so that anybody who has a claim of innocence can bring it forward. Because right now, currently, the only claims of innocence is based on like DNA evidence and stuff like that. So rape cases, any type of sexual assault cases, anything that involves some DNA. And so we're trying to get it open to expand even cases that's like, where there is no DNA, but somebody has the claim of innocence, they could still be heard. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work.
For sure, yeah. Like to be honest, I'm up for it. Like it's over my head, and I just love the fact that I know it's all for the positive, and I understand it as you speak. And I'm not a guy who's like well educated enough deeply, so it's a pleasure to have you here to just break it down and let us see what's really going on. Let the people know like it's more than just most of I commute, go to work, get up, and do what we do. I think there's a lot of behind the scenes things that do affect our lives that we don't pay attention to. And I salute there's brothers like you that's pushing for those type of things right now.
Thank you, man. Yeah, appreciate that. Definitely, it's the whole field of people out there that's doing the work. Because like you're right, 100%. We try to live our daily lives, and being caught up in our lives, you could tend to miss things, and that's what the system plays on. They want you to miss those things. They want you to not see them, so that they can work behind the scenes and they playing chess with us. So definitely, what I'm saying? It's a bunch of brothers out there that try to put the work in and put it out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Remo, what you got before we get to one more break? Let Remo get one in, and we'll spin to the 2-minute break real quick.
All right, so you already know I got a million questions. All right, so the movie, the movie came out, and we got to see like the visuals almost to what was going on. Have you ever thought of any other like going to any other films, any other movies or stuff like that? Maybe we see you actually.
I mean, there's stuff that comes down the pipeline and people ask, you want to do roles and stuff, but nothing ever interests me like that. So I did a little bit. I executive produced a doc by a guy about a guy named Kurt Bloodsworth, who was an exoneree. He sat on death row for about 9 years for the rape and murder of like an 8-year-old girl, and he was innocent. And so I executive produced that doc, which came out a couple of years back. So stuff like that, I try to lend my name to. Anything, more anything like that, stuff that can put out the narrative, that can help us in our fight. That's the type of stuff I'll be kind of attached to. The reality TV was just something I did because I was married to Delicious at the time, and it was just a lane that I can tap into because it was a lane that needed to be where my voice needed to be heard at.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I always felt when I seen the movie that I was like, well, was the guys helping the director in certain situations and scenes and stuff? So that always kind of gave me an idea like, wow, maybe Ray, direct his own sort of situations like that in the future. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like,
I don't. You never know. You know what I'm saying? I leave it open because definitely Ava. During the whole process, she was 100% in clarity. So I got to sit in editing sessions. I got to read the script. I got to change some things on the scenes. Corey was on the set all the time. So yeah, it's just a lot of work. And when you're trying to do a bunch of different things, it's hard to say, all right, maybe I'll do a little bit of acting, or maybe I'll do some directing, right? Or maybe I'll write. It's hard. Like I got enough shit on my plate as it is, right? And then now, you know what I'm saying? Now I'll throw acting in there, or I throw direct. So, yeah, So I got a homie right now up in Memphis, my boy BG, who he has a YouTube. He got a web series on YouTube that he put out. And so I'm in there, but I don't really do too much acting. I'm just standing around and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a lot, man. Then you want me to learn lines and.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You already got 30 hats, right?
Yeah, exactly. But hey, I mean, if it makes sense,
Right.
Can't say
Nasty. No. Okay, let's spin a couple and then come back to Ray. Yeah, this is crazy. This is great right here. Nasty Night Show, Trap City Radio.
Trap City Radio, hood famous. Let go. 930 certified, baby. Coalition DJs. DJ Nasty Night.
Big shout to Gift Goody. We on top of the world. Bring the Santana alive.
Tell me how to move with you. Living a heartbreak. I don't wanna feel.
We gotta keep that vibe going,
yeah. 2020 something gives still cocky hula hoop around the city. DJ Nasty Night. Too cool, I feel it's in Cancun. Zoom, my presence a monsoon. Decorated to fine art, the street smart. Give a cataclysm mixed with a little ism. Grapefruit, crew foreign in the 6-speed. 4, 5, 6 stars, gone bitch, please. Ain't no suffocating the boy, he get cheese. Elbows poking out, summertime short sleeves.
Let's go!
Acres in the front, acres in the back. Keep a pond in the middle, make a fish come back. Let me slow it down, let the world see.
Hey.
Let me slow it down and let your girl see.
Talk to him.
Yeah, double with the 2 P's with more ways, more plays, the cop, more trees. Yeah, the goat from the south, sweet pea. East Point, south side.
Let's go.
Smoke a blunt with your baby girl. I had to find who I really was in my life, but you came in my world and in my sight. Tell me how to move with you. Living a heartbreak. I don't wanna feel this pain.
Hey Remo, I'm about to play one of your tracks since y'all know each other well. I'm about to play one of your songs, Remo. Let's go. Let's play one of Remo joints. Let's make it a show, y'all. Let's make it a show. Let's play one of Remo tracks. Josie Wells, let's go. New Yorkers in the building. Let's go.
Okay, let's turn up. Let's turn up.
About my bag, I get that change. It's a problem when you ballin' harder than the mamba. Blacked out GLA wagon, looking like Wakanda. Wells work the beat out like that white girl Fonda. Cross me, you get slimed like your boy King Cobra. Fuck it, they gon' keep on watching, focus closer. Really gonna talk with
this that grown man music.
Wells fall off, you stupid like the next
grown man rap.
It's the money while the bitches wanna eat me like I'm chopped. You know how I do it for the bitches and them grinding. Graveyard shift, it ain't never hard to find. All my niggas caught a new charge, headed for the state. Bad as fuck, ready to stab a nigga to his own.
What up, Damo?
Little man getting bullied, can't take away the pain. Can't break a run, so he learned to cock and aim. Get money, fuck whoever try to be the bigger boss. One thing they'll never change, these niggas be running off. Everything ass backwards, yeah, these niggas gonna ride. Streets over, ratting at an all-time high. But I'm a play, chasing currency, the crypto, the peso. We gon' get that money long as Poppy bringing that yayo.
Hold on, let me play Harlem.
Okay, I took it back to memories right here. All right, now he gonna feel this one.
DJ Nasty Night.
Dior the Chocolate Dog was happening. That boy Remo the A&R. I see you.
I'm from the Rotten Apple. That place they had the name twice. Empire State, that Mark Deep. Biggie Jack. I'm old school, like Timberlands with the Woolrich. Carhartt, Yankee fitted nigga just coolin'. But we don't talk on the phone, don't let them know what you're doing. Dicing in front of the bodega, this is how we do it. And I'm everywhere. Shit, I love my city. But I was born in Spanish Harlem, so the East Side forever in me. I went to PS7 right there on Lake. Building 115, across the street from Fast. The 25th precinct, they really hated me bad. I caught my first case at the smoke shop, should've ran. I bought my 4C, me, my sister, brother, and my mom. And my younger sister, Cake, and Grand Projects with my aunt. I can still smell the pissy staircase and broken elevators. And carrying them groceries up the steps just made us greater. It don't matter if it's Lincoln, Wagner, or Johnson. East River, Drew Ham, Clinton, or Carver. Jefferson and Wilson should've came with them raw. And raised plenty hustlers, took away plenty fall. Remember?
Hey.
Oh, that was good right there. Yeah, that was hot.
That was
hot right there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Reminiscent. Yeah, that building 115, 117. You know how we do.
All day.
Yes.
All day.
All
Yeah,
day.
you know what's so crazy, right? My grandmother been living there so many years, and when we was little, she talked about how her apartment got burglarized like 3 times, living across the street from the
What?
precinct.
Yo, God, I told them, you could. The precinct was right there, but that didn't matter to nothing.
It didn't matter.
Man. Oh my God, we was right across the street, and they knew us from kids. This was some of the like good and the bad stuff. I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like they already had it out for us as kids. You know, like watching us play. They had the PAL, so they knew everybody's names.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of weird for us growing up, you know, when stop and frisk was normal for us. This was a normal thing, and we thought it was nothing. Like we took it like it was a part of everyday life just to get thrown on the car. You know, when we was real young, you know, the officer used to be like, give me my respect. Don't say nothing to do nothing when you come through. You know how they used to tell us. You know, we've been through it. Even we had Lloyd from the block, who stepfather was one of the officers at the time from the first floor. And, you know, and Lloyd used to come around the block and get harassed just like us. So it didn't even, his father had to save him sometimes, because bringing him to the precinct. So it'd be crazy. I want to get back into the question with this, the book that you said you wrote. Let's go further into that, because you are author of a couple of books. So let's go into your first book that you wrote. What was it based on? And
no, this is the first one that I wrote. I've been a part of, like, Sarah Burns did the first book on the Central Park 5. Okay, right. That got us. That was the first book, but we didn't make no money off of that, because at the time we had the civil suit with the city, and anything we got paid, they was looking to give us a side eye about.
That's facts.
Yeah, and so we just did the book on the strength, you know what I'm saying, giving the interviews and stuff like that, because we needed that exposure, because all the way up to 2012, there were still articles that was being written about us saying that we were guilty of something. Right.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
Even though y'all was exonerated, they were still saying y'all was guilty of something?
Yeah, because we were exonerated in 2002, and we filed the civil lawsuit in 2003. And so they was mad because they thought that, because usually people settle out in the court of claims, right? And the court of claims in New York State, it only goes by how much time you receive, right? Wow. That's the only thing you can sue on. So when we sued them on the federal level, and we was the first case that ever did it, right? It gave us exposure to all the documents. And so now we were able to dissect the case and really pinpoint
they didn't like that.
They didn't like that. They didn't like that. So then it became a no-pay case during that 11-year time where we was fighting the city, because Bloomberg was the mayor and he had got a 3rd term, and this was a no-pay case. Right, because he also worked at Solomon Brothers, which is where the jogger worked. When he got fired from Solomon Brothers, he received a $10 million severance package. And so this is how he started his shit. Yeah, this is how he started and became who he is. And so because the jogger worked there, this was a no-pay case, and he wasn't going to settle it with us. So we had to fight him. You know what I'm saying? And so and so
what's the coincidence of that? Like, Wow. So
we
he thought
couldn't.
it was like special interest for him.
Yeah,
in a sense.
He definitely, and it was because here it is that behind the scenes, this is the elite of New York City. Linda Fairstein was the person who, I mean, Robin Morgenthau was Mr. Law and Order, right? Most of that stuff is written about him. It comes from his caseload, and then she was also, Linda Fairstein was considered the head of the sex crimes unit, so she had a lot of influence in New York City, right? So these were like the elite of New York City who was sitting there saying, we're not going to settle this case because they still believe that we were guilty of something. So yeah, there's articles that's still written up to 2012 saying that we're still guilty of something, right?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And so
that's amazing.
yeah. Yeah.
That's disgusting at the end of the day,
Yeah.
man.
So we couldn't make no money during that 11-year time as far as writing the books and stuff like that, because they were quick to say, hey, what, you don't need this lawsuit then. Right?
Wow.
Yeah, so we couldn't. So when Sarah Burns write the book, that's done out of love, that's done out of support, that's done out of doing the right thing. When a dad comes along and he does the doc, that's also the same line. It's done out of just doing the right thing, because we don't get paid for none of that stuff.
So this will actually be your first book that you will publish that you can receive funds.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it's a graphic novel. It's a graphic novel that I wrote about my life, just how I was inspired as an artist, and when I got the jogger case happened, it killed my drive, and throughout the years I tried to reclaim it, and I just never couldn't get it back until Park and Madison.
Wow.
Until
Yeah,
I
I got
actually created these T-shirts. So that was, that was, yeah. And so it's
do we
geared
have
towards
a date? We already have a date?
We're looking at the fall of this year, because we've been doing it. We've been in works with it now, working with it for a minute during the pandemic. I wrote everything during the pandemic. And so it's supposed to be dropping the fourth quarter this year. We just waiting to hear from them. But yeah, it's again, trying to fill those mediums.
Right, right. Everybody, y'all make sure you stay in tune with that. Y'all follow Raymond and make sure y'all go buy that book, because I know I am. That's for sure. Hey, no, First Lady, come on. I know you got some more for Raymond. Let's go.
I'm sucking
the
it in with her.
Questions. She want to hit me with the juicy questions.
Huh? You said juicy question? No, he got the juicy questions. So, like, what type of music you listen to? If you could be stuck in one era of music just to relax your mind, what would it be and why?
No, I mean, for me, it's always been hip hop. Hip hop has always been number one. Growing up, I was the type of person who was stuck like with the old school, and then I was the type of person who was stuck with like new school hip hop. And then as I got older, I started to appreciate old school hip hop. But for me, I listen to everybody. There's a message everywhere, so you got to. And I also had to learn during my travels throughout these years that sometimes even when somebody's saying something negative, you still should listen, right? Because that's the only way you can properly sometimes assess your enemy, is to see what they're talking about.
Whoa,
so you can't turn away what they're speaking on. You got to sometimes listen to them.
Oh, that's deep.
So hip hop is my thing, though, definitely. Yeah,
that's deep.
That's
deep.
That's real deep.
Changed the narrative for me.
Yeah, I love hip hop. Currently, I'm listening to Future. Sexy Red makes it in there in the gym.
Okay.
21 Savage. Yeah, Drake. I'm in tune.
Okay, and I know you work closely with the Innocence Project. Like, what all do you do with that organization? Like, what services and things do you guys provide for people?
So I started out with the Innocence Project as being a speaker back in like 2004, where I just went around the country and just spoke on my case. And they kind of sponsored me, and I pushed the agenda as far as, supporting them and stuff like that. And they've been doing great work throughout the years. They got over 300 exonerations. And so I do everything with them because of the platform that I have. It gives me the ability to, they're trying to get bills passed. Right. And so when you're trying to get bills passed, you need politicians. And in this line of work, when it comes to exonerations, we all consider, the exonerated 5 is kind of, it's honorable. It's considered one of those cases that has a lot of substance. So we get to hold a lot of weight. And so with the Innocence Project, it's one thing when they sitting here telling you the narrative that people get falsely convicted every day. But now when they bring somebody like me and then I tell you the story, it hits home. It's very impactful. So I've been teaming up with them since 2004 doing the work. And so it's been exciting. And we still do work. Me, Kev, and Yusuf. Yusuf sits on the board for the Innocence Project. So we do also, if they have campaigns where they're trying to free people, we'll get on there, do the research, and get behind them and also help push with with the voices that we have. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, like you went through the situation as a younger child, and it's like so many Black men and people that get wrongfully convicted all the time. Like I actually had a family that reached out that they're going through something crazy similar. What advice would you give to like their families to be strong through this type of situation?
Yeah. Number one is that it exists, that it happens every day, that we are not alone, right? This isn't isolating the case. This happens all the time. And there's a whole network of people that it has happened to. That's number one, to know that it exists. And then two, to never give up. People, the exonerated 5, the Central Park 5 at the time, we was really ran through the ringer, right? And the 5 to 10 year sentence that I received wasn't just a prison sentence, it was a social death, right? When you go to jail for a crime like rape, child molestation, you're not supposed to make it in prison. And if you do, when you come home, everybody's supposed to turn their back on you. So you're not supposed to make it in life, right? And so so we sometimes we're that case that looks at, when the system says this exonerated 5, they look at that case as being like the extreme, right? And if you look at it as being the extreme, we survive the extreme. And if we can survive the extreme, so can you. And so we just the example that at the end of the day, no matter how many times you get ran over by the system, no matter how many times people tell you no, and no matter how many times the shit look bad, you can still fight your way out that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's like throwing that Hail Mary, but you've been throwing that Hail Mary your whole life.
That's what's up. For sure. What's some advice you got for someone who may have a situation that really touches the lane of, the things that you're into? What can be some advice that you can give people for those situations? For starters.
I mean, we get people all the time that, they ask for help, right? And so, it depends on the situation, right? I tell them, if the person's been convicted, hey, do you have an Innocence Project in your city or in your state, right? If there's lawyers, tap into the network itself, because you never know who is in your area that's willing to help. You know what I'm saying? So it really just depends on the situation. Every situation is different. So it really depends. It really depends on what. You got to give me a scenario.
Okay, absolutely. So would it be to try not to be one scenario, to try to make it open for, someone who just kind of, listening in. So basically, would it be to dig more into your situation before just taking what's given to you, or would it be to go to a lawyer for the advice, or what's some of the things that that you could give them outside of what a lawyer could give them?
Yeah, well, 100%. You gotta have patience. It's gonna give you patience. Like people, we get into situations and we panic. We get into situations because we don't understand the outcome, right? It's the unknown. What is there to expect, right? And that's how people fumble. You know what I'm saying? And so we tell people, no, you have to remain calm at all times. You have to be patient. You have to use your words clearly, because that's really what it is. The system, it reacts on your reaction, right? So when I tell people, when you get pulled over by the police, right, you have two reactions: either you're afraid or you're upset, and it's due to experience. If you have experienced it before, then you know how to move forward, right? And so it's stuff like that it's about the research. right? We don't expect people to be attorneys, but you should know something. We can't keep getting pulled over by the police and then we're fighting the police on the side of the road where they have the authority to kill us if their lives are being
Absolutely.
threatened.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that that we have because we watch it on YouTube and we see people fighting the police all day, and then if you get pulled over, you think that's going to be your situation, and it doesn't be your situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that that we have to make clear to people that it's the way that you have to approach it because at the end of the day, you want to go home.
Absolutely. I want to ask something, bro. I don't know if you really want to
Yeah,
answer it or not. I'm gonna ask something.
ask,
We
ask, baby, ask.
what's like your schooling background, college, courses, anything that you took? What's some of the things that? What's your schooling background? In general.
Um, I got a GED while I was in prison. I got an associate's degree while I was in prison.
Wow.
Um, Numerous books, read them all. Right in prison, you read all the stuff. Um, and then I came home and I tried to go back and finish up the degree, but I had a baby. Life hit you hard. You got to get to work. Things is different. So I do a lot of reading.
Okay.
I stay ordering books, so I'm always doing some type of reading.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Just to
that's
try to stay sharp.
it's the setup for the part two of what I was going to.
Oh,
You setting it up so perfectly. What I'm saying is an example. This is not somebody with a master's degree. This is not a lawyer. This is someone
all
who
facts.
someone who just obtained the information, took the time to research and read. So
Yeah,
and he's reaching out and he's giving information out and he's letting you know there's other opportunities and more information out there if you do your research. That was the point I was getting at because I was like, okay, let me see what the background is like, and then that'll go straight to what I was trying to say. That's dope because I salute that because
no, appreciate
you
it.
don't have to be the college professor to know this or
Nah,
find it out. That's dope, man. Because a lot of people
yeah,
gain information, act like it's personal. Like, yo, share that. Like, let's spread the knowledge. Knowledge is the power. It's more powerful than money to me.
yeah.
That's my opinion. I think it
100,
is.
100%, 100%. The best thing the most powerful thing you can give somebody is the education, is the knowledge. And I stumbled upon that in prison. I sat in the class. I sat in the class in the college program before they pulled the program out the prison system. And I remember the professor, he gave us a syllabus and it had one book on the syllabus, but he wound up giving us 5 or 6 books to read. And I remember saying, why you give us all these books? And he said, you don't understand it right now, but one day you will. This will be a part of your arsenal. And I just looked at him like he was bugging. But it wasn't until years later I went back and read all those books and it made sense. And some of them books I still
Absolutely.
got them to this day,
Absolutely.
over 20 plus years.
how do you
And the
balance
books is
how do you balance what you do in family life?
my daughter, I've been fortunate that my daughter kind of grew up in it. At 8, 9 years old, she got to see the doc called the Central Park Five. At the time we had the iPads that came out, so she was Googling stuff on YouTube. So I got my daughter kind of grew up in it, and then she got to actually see the whole process, right, with her dad going from, the Ken Burns doc to the Ava DuVernay, right, to when they see us, and so here it is that my daughter's watching me talk to Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Like she's watching things that other kids like it's wild moments, right? She
Absolutely.
gets to see me
Yeah.
talking to Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, stuff that this is like a kid is like, wow. And then even with some celebrities that who I didn't know at the time, right? Queen Naja, my daughter gets to meet her. So this stuff was blowing my daughter's mind, but what it did was that it gave me some credibility,
Built a
right?
relationship. Built that relationship.
I
I
became
got a
cool.
son.
My
Yes.
my my dad is cool.
Yes, that's how this is with my son. I got a son. He's 20, my only one, and and I try to really be real relatable with him to even get my point across. So I'm one of them dads like, hey, I ain't gonna just jump on you and beat up on you and press a lot of information on you. I'm gonna get you in your cool moment. I'm gonna get you when we vibing. I want you to see what
Yeah.
I'm doing is real powerful. It ain't as bad as you think. It ain't old man stuff I'm doing. And when
Yeah.
we can vibe out, relate, kind of wear the same clothes, go to the same event sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I get my message off, then I tell them something real knowledgeable. And to build that relationship, man, I totally understand you. That's dope. I salute you. I salute you.
No, and I've been doing that tour for 20 years now.
Same here, bro. My son is 20, man. Same thing. I salute you, kid. Got a lot in common.
Appreciate you, man.
Love it.
Appreciate
I love
you,
it.
King, all
Remo,
day.
what you got, Remo?
Oh man, it's just a blessing to have right here, man. I appreciate you, brother, coming in and speaking with us and speaking to the fans out there, letting them know all the stuff. I know usually Nasty says this to everybody, but I'm still his line. Nasty,
It
I'm
ain't
about to
my
steal your
line.
line.
Go ahead, bro. Do what you do. I know what it is. Go get
All
him.
right.
Get him.
So,
we're a team, bro. Go.
If it's nothing we didn't ask you that you wanted to, express or get out, we didn't get to, hit that type of question or something that you want to talk about. We call this the free moment right here to say anything you want to, get anything off your mind that you want.
Nah, I'm just thankful. Thank you guys for letting me use your platform. Give me a moment to vent, get some shit off. It's we're getting ready to go into a new election. Shit is about to heat up. Donald Trump is up to his own shit again. And so, at the end of the day, I do want to tell people, because I've been getting a lot of messages about Donald Trump, and it's crazy how, first let me set up the scenario, right? In 1989, Donald Trump took out an $85,000 page ad calling for the death penalty for the 5 of us, right?
Right.
And so this wasn't we're locked up April 19th. I believe the ad comes in maybe less than 30 days later. So we haven't even fully gone through the system, right? And so that's one scenario, right? And then later on, when we get the exonerated, he says we shouldn't be exonerated. We're still guilty of something. So he doubles down. Then when the settlement comes in, he says again, the third time, he says, well, according to the police and prosecutors, they're still guilty of something, so they must still be guilty, right? And then he also says that the settlement that we reached with the city is considered the biggest heist in New York City history.
Wow.
Right? So the man has tripled and quadrupled down on us as saying that we're still guilty of something. The only reason why he stopped saying anything now is because now he's liable. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And, but he has stood on the same stance for all these years. And so it's just something that I wanted to clear up, because I get a lot of DMs where people were asking me that, don't I think it's time for me to forgive Donald Trump? And this was 1989. Everybody wanted to kill you guys, which is true, which is 100% true. But everybody didn't have $85,000 page ads calling for the death penalty, right?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Which made it. Oh, when people and this is the shit that we get about our people, that Donald Trump also helped set the stage, right? Yeah, he wasn't the person who wrote the 1994 crime bill, right? Which was used the term super predator and started mass incarceration. We know that was Biden. But Donald Trump also helped set the stage when he put out that article, that $85,000 page article. So he had a hand in starting mass incarceration. It just was in the pre. It was early on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Again, remember, it all goes back to that emotional appeal that these articles put out to mislead the people so that they can lynch the Central Park 5.
Wow, man. I'm just so happy to see you.
You already know, Remo. You know how
my
we
situation.
do.
I have always stuck by you, bro. I know you from kids. We grew up together. So my first thing was like, man, get the fuck out of here. There's no way my brother did that. I always talked about that. And I wish I could just run over and grab my hoodie, because I brought my hoodie. I still got it hanging up nice and clean. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So I'm always going to support my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's what we supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
And definitely we want to send a condolences to the family of Stagger Lee.
Yes.
One of our childhood homies, and Bilal, who passed away a couple of days ago.
Yes.
So, we definitely want to salute them, and we pray for the families and stuff like that. But You know how we do, man. You know, it's it's a battle, man, and it doesn't stop. You know, it doesn't stop. And then, you know, we're here just trying to put out the message because we're trying to ignite and spark the young generation because we can't keep fighting this shit forever.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? It's a chess move, and so you also got to be strategic in who you teach going forward because you need somebody to pick up the ring. I'm about to be 50 years old.
Yeah, about to
You know what
join
I'm
the
saying?
50 club with us. About to join the 50 club. Okay, you know
I
what I'm
got a
saying?
little
You know
Bro?
what
time.
I'm saying?
Join.
I can't be on no soapbox on 125th Street, man, trying to rally the people, man. It don't work. My knees fucked up. It don't work like that no more.
Yeah,
For
man.
sure.
You know, it was, you know, I know you talked about it's funny, you know, when we first began just to see us in these positions. You know, my younger brother Nasty Nice gave me this position to actually be able to, you know, reach out to the people and with my voice and communicate. And I know this is something that you believe in definitely for what you do, man. And this is a big 360 for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
dope.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, 100%. If you would have told me that at 14 years old, I would have got locked up through 7 to 13 years in prison for a crime I didn't commit, get exonerated, become an activist, travel around the fucking globe, marry Delicious. Hey, I mean,
Right.
change lives,
For sure.
get to sit down with Ava and Oprah.
Come
Yeah.
on. one
I
more
can't
year.
complain, man. I'm drafted by God.
Congratulations, bro. Blessings.
Thank you, bro.
We gotta bring
Hey,
him
yo,
up.
bro.
We need him once a
Hey,
month,
Nasty,
bro.
I just wanted to say before you get on, because I know I wanted to write my book, so this is the perfect time you know, I definitely got the number, bro. I got to call you about that because I was 23 years on the run until 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I still was, you know, like a story of, you know, don't never give up, still keep fighting to do stuff. And, you know, the path you pave is your own. You know what I'm saying? You don't let nothing hold you down. But I haven't been able to put the book together. Everything is like trying to, you know, so I would love to reach out, get some help in the situation and try to, you know, mend this book I got, you know, I want to work on, get it together.
Yeah, if I can, any way we can help, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what we can do. You
That's
know,
love.
see what we can do, how we can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, everybody has a story, and you just never know who you're going to touch with your story.
Yes.
Let's see if
Yes.
hey, Ray, see if you can give us a Trap City Radio drop real quick. Plug your name and shout the radio station out.
What's good, y'all? This is Raymond Santana, one of the Exonerated 5, and I'm on here, Trap City Radio. You know how we do. We getting it right now. We getting it with DJ Nasty Nice and Remo. You already know. Tune in.
Let's go.
Appreciate
Let's
that.
take.
Trap City, we live. You can hang out with us for a little bit, bro, if you don't mind. We still gonna rock out for a little bit.
Yeah, we good.
Here we go. Let's take a ride.
Go ahead and do your thing on them, little bruh. Hey. See you went and cut the chain on them, little bruh. Hey. You cut the old school thing on them, little bruh. Sheesh. You ain't had to get
Remo, you pent up, Remo.
Look, make sure you click trill. Man ain't a boss if you got a lane with him.
Let's go.
Teach being real. Make sure that's a trait that came with him. Off if they act, then you can't hang, then you can't bang with them. Tell me if you can't gang with them.
I love the message in this song.
Hey. Your dame got a little frame on the little bruh. Hey. Your dame got a little thing on the little bruh. Hey. I know you had to put the game on the little bruh. Look. You say you tryna put a ring on the little bruh. Wait before you get the deal done, make sure you working with a real one. And she'll be still one when you get your break in the before you put one in the oven, make sure y'all ready for a
little one.
The wrong woman can tear down the empire.
The right one to help you build one. Hey, listen.
My little homie, see who they look up.
Listen to the message.
Every time that we hook up. Keep doing your thing, yeah, we both come from the same. I don't even say his name, I just call him my little bruh. My little bruh.
My little bruh.
My little bruh. My little bruh. My little bruh.
Let's kick up, Nancy.
My little bruh. My little bruh. My little bruh. Go ahead and get the bag on him, little bruh. Hey. Go ahead and pop tags on him, little bruh. Hey. Say you switching up the swag on him, little bruh. Sheesh. You ain't even gotta brag on them, little bruh. Look, you supposed to let the money talk for you. You ain't really gotta say much. Spread love to your day ones. They shouldn't really have to pay much. But pay attention to the side switches, cause the real dogs don't stray much. Things feel different when the bag heavy. The
Conversation don't weigh much.
Look, go ahead and hit the gas on them, little bruh. Hey. Go ahead and do the dash on them, little bruh. Hey. Oh, you say you finna spaz on them, little bruh?
Okay.